Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. I am recording this little piece before I get into the color along of this particular book. I want to apologize ahead of time before you watch that video, at least the first part of it. The very first part, I was trying something new with my phone and recording. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in this first part, this first coloring, or if it was during my test video. But the recording ended up in portrait mode rather than landscape mode. So what I decided to do for this first part is it is actually sideways. So the very beginning, you might have to cock your head to look at it. No, but the book will be sideways. However, during the coloring, it doesn't really matter a whole lot, I decided, with it being sideways. The reason why I did it that way rather than putting it in portrait mode like it recorded, where you have the black side, on the sides, is because the picture is so much smaller and it was so much harder to see. So again, I apologize for the format of this first part of this color along in this book. I just wanted to forewarn you ahead of time. And I just wanted to add this clip in here just to explain why this first part of the color along is the way it is. The second part of this color along will be the proper format, I promise you. Thank you and enjoy the first part. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. Today, I want to do another Sunlife Drawing color along. This is it's a collaboration for the month of February for Sunlife Drawing. And this is between myself, Color Creatively, and Zoe Archer, and I will link their YouTube channels down below. I wanted to color out of Pokemon Quest today. This is another of their color by number books, and I will link this down below in case you are interested in purchasing it for yourself. Today I am going to be coloring with the Statler dual-ended markers. I seen these on one of the other gals' YouTube channels when they were doing their color along, and I thought, oh, those look so nice. So I put them in this case, and if I remember, I will link this case down below too. It is a pencil case, so they do fit a little snug in here, but I just put 2 and then I skipped the loop, and then I put 2 and I skipped the loop, so they fit okay in here. Now, you know me, I did have to create a color chart for these. And what I did in order to create a color chart for these particular markers is I put them in the color order I wanted, and then I took my, I don't know if you can see that up here, I took my handy dandy label maker and I put the number on each particular marker, and that will correspond with the number on here. So I got the colors out that I thought would match close enough to the colors that are designated in this book. Now, if you don't like picking out a lot of different colors, because I think the other Sunlife drawing books have 20-some colors, this one only has, well, in this case it was 10, 11. The one that I'm doing only has 12 colors, and I think that's the most that they go up to, is just 12 colors. So I have picked out the 12 colors, and I want to go ahead and do this particular picture. Okay. Now, another nice thing about these, if you're kind of intimidated by the teeny little hexagons on some of the other Sunlife drawing books, these are much bigger hexagons, and so I'm hoping a little bit easier to color in. Now, I think the tip that I am going to try coloring in here with, it has a larger tip, if you can see that. Kind of what I guess would equate to a chisel tip on some of our alcohol markers. But then it has, instead of one of those super fine tips, it has a fine tip like this. So it's not quite so little. So I'm going to try this particular tip, and let's see how they color in these books. So I am going to start with number 12, and again, like all of their books, the numbers are over here. Number 12 is pink, and I have all of them in order over here, so hopefully my cat won't jump up on my desk and bat them around and get them all out of order. Okay. Now these caps do park on the end for those of you that like that. Am I zoomed in far enough? Oh, here comes the Misty. Yeah, you go over there. You leave my markers alone. And don't chew on the cords. No, no, no. I know, very tempting for you. No, don't do that. Misty, no. And don't bite my finger either. Oh, she being a snot today. You being a snot. Okay, let's go ahead and try this. This one seems a little... Boy, and I don't remember the other gals having this problem. Should we try the other end? Maybe this one is just too fine for this type of paper. Okay, let's try this one. Oh yeah, this works much better. And what you can do, instead of doing each hexagon, just outline all that are the same color. Same number down here, but the same color. And then you just color them all in. So there's a bunch of pinks. I am trying a new angle. Oh, I got a hair on there. A new angle with my phone. And I am hoping that it's gonna not look so backwards when I view it on my iPad. And maybe I'll be able to keep better track of where I'm at. So I'm not moving it all around on you guys. And up we go. And again, you don't have to be exact for this. You know, it's color by number. It's just fun. And in the grand scheme of things, when you are done with this picture, it's not going to matter. So for those of you who are afraid that you're going to go out of the lines or whatnot, don't worry about that. And I have my Misty back again. And she is staring at my marker. Aren't you? She's curled up there on my color chart. I just don't bend it. She likes to be over here with Mama when I'm coloring. She is the biggest baby out of the three. She loves being picked up and cuddled like a baby. Oh, Maddie, what she'll do whenever Misty's in my lap. She has to bring over her Minnie Mouse blankie, and she has to cover up Misty all the way up so that only Misty's face is sticking out. And Misty puts up with it for the most part. Eventually she'll be like, okay, that's enough of this. I've had enough. And of course she'll put up with it more when I'm petting her and she's just purring away. But yeah, it's really cute. Even when Bella's up in my lap, she's got to cover up Bella. And Bella too, she'll pretty much put up with it. Surprising. See, so you can see how easy this is to do once you outline that particular color. And especially with this Pokemon book, because the hexagons are so much bigger. So maybe this one is geared more towards kids. I don't know. But us adults like them too. I've seen a number of people that have bought children's coloring books like, oh, I don't know, like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs or Scooby-Doo, and they actually have some cute pictures in there that adults could very easily color too. There are 72 markers in this set, so you do have a big variety of colors. And like I said, I do like the two tips. As you can see, this bigger tip really colors in nice, whereas that smaller bullet tip, you can get in the finer details. A little shaky again this morning, so bear with me. It is bright and early for me on a Thursday morning. We just got another about 4 inches of snow yesterday, and now we have this huge snowstorm coming this weekend. And it sounds like a messy one, because it may start out as snow, then quit for a while, and then the big wallop is going to come, and that is going to be starting out as rain, and then freezing rain, which I would much rather just have the snow. Freezing rain is awful. And then after the freezing rain is done, then the snow itself is going to come, and it's going to be so windy, we may actually have blizzard conditions. And we already don't know where to go with the snow anymore. Our snow piles, our banks are so high that when you go down the sidewalk to try to snow blow it off to the side, it just keeps falling down because the banks are just that high. That one snowbank down here goes up to my chest. And I'm not short. I'm 5'8", so yeah. Not fun. We just broke another record yesterday, which is the snowiest month ever. When we got that big snowstorm a couple of weeks ago, we broke the record for the most snow in one day. Now we broke another record. Yeah. And then we also broke a record earlier this month. I didn't catch exactly what it was. It was something for the cold, though. I don't know if it was the coldest air temperature in February or for the entire winter season, or if it was the wind chill, because our actual air temperature was like 35 below with wind chills of like 55 below. So yeah, that was pretty cold. Sorry about that. And here I was just saying I switched my camera angle so I wouldn't go off screen so easy. I hope everybody is doing well. It is almost the weekend. I'm not real sure when I'm going to be getting this video up, but I am thinking I will put it up tomorrow. I did just release the 6th part of my coloring book collection. And believe it or not, yes, there is only one more part to go. That was a project and a half. Books are heavy. But it was fun. It was fun going through all my books again. And as I was going through them, I'm like, oh, that's right. I have that book. I should get that out in color. Like, oh, yeah, I want to color out of this one. So, yeah. When you have a collection, you know, of over, you know, 200-300, you kind of forget what you all have. And so when I don't know what to color, I just, many times, especially at night, when I just want to straight color and watch YouTube after Maddie is gone and Jaden. And especially after Bob has gone to bed. He goes to bed about 7:30 because he has to get up so early. And yeah, I just like to curl up in my chair, get some markers or gel pens out, because at that time of the night, I don't want to worry about getting pencils out and blending and shading. And not that I've been doing a lot of that lately anyhow. But I do plan on it. I have many sets of pencils too that have been ignored for far too long. And they have been yelling at me. I used to color just mainly all with my gel pens, my glitter gel pens. And now I have really gotten into markers. Mainly alcohol markers. Love them in Jade Summers books, especially the grayscale. Oh, it is so awesome. So much fun. But then, yeah, my pencils are like going, oh, sure, now you go to markers, and you're still ignoring us. So, yeah, they're starting to rebel. So, I promised them that I will be getting them out in the near future. Okay, let's see. Are there any more 12s? Oh, yes, there are down here. I always wonder if you guys can see good as I'm coloring or if my fingers and hands get in the way. I know most of you don't actually watch the coloring anyhow, if you're like me, and that you are coloring your own picture. Seeing as how this is a color along, does anybody have this particular book? Or are you coloring out of another Sunlife drawing book? We have about a week left of February. So that will be, whoops, let's go this way. That will be the end of Sunlife Drawing Month. But that's not to say, of course, that we won't be, you know, coloring out of Sunlife Drawing books anymore. Next month, I know one color tubist is hosting, I think it's called Marker Mania. Then another one is doing mandalas. So those two pretty much go hand in hand. Kill two birds with one stone by coloring in mandalas with markers. And for those of you who have watched my coloring book collection videos up to this point, you know I have a lot of mandala books. All it is a matter of picking out which one and which kind of markers I want to color with. Uh-oh, my pencils just heard that. Ah, yes, I'm losing it. It's just early in the morning. Would you believe, as I got it up this morning, I have Maddie's songs that go through my head because I hear them all the time from her toys throughout the day. I don't know what I was possibly dreaming of or what, but I got up this morning and I evidently had one of her songs in my head because I'm walking down the hallway, going into the kitchen, and Bella's following me. And I'm singing, do you know the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man? And all of a sudden I caught myself and I like, oh heavens, Lisa, what are you singing? It was so funny. Oh, man. I'm like, yeah, that's a sign you're listening to children's songs too much. Oh, it was funny. You know how sometimes you just get this song in your head and it becomes such an earworm and you can't get rid of it? Oh, I'm still thinking of it now. Kind of brought it back into my head again. I shouldn't have brought it up. Oh, man, oh, man. You know, songs I haven't heard since my kids were little. Or the wheels on the bus go round and round. I hear that one too. Too funny, huh? Okay, there are some pinks down here. For any of you with young children, do you find yourself doing that too? There's songs going through your head? Hilarious. So, did anybody make any New Year's resolutions last month, and have you stuck with them up to this point? My biggest New Year's resolution was to get out the coloring supplies that I have hardly used or that I have not used for a long time. And so I am hoping with starting this color tube that, or my YouTube channel I should say, that I will be getting some of those other art supplies out. Like my pencils, my pan pastels, using up some of my stickles. And I do plan on making a few videos, depending on how long each part takes. Maybe just a couple, I don't know. But I'm thinking maybe 3, because it would be easy to split them up that way. One, I'll show you all my pencils. One, I'll show you all my markers. And then one, I'll just show you my miscellaneous coloring supplies. Now, I'm not going to go into my drawers and pick out every single sharpener or blender or, you know, things like that. I'm not getting that out, but I'll just show you, you know, my pan pastels, my stickles, how I store some things to maybe give you some ideas. I don't know. Show you my gel pens. I've had a few requests to show those and kind of give my opinion of what I think are the better ones that color more smoothly, you know, have better coverage. So I'll probably include that in one of the videos too. And my gosh, there's a lot of 12s, huh? And we don't know what it is yet. I do though, because I cheated. If anybody is coloring along, I apologize. I didn't say which one this was. This is the 8th picture from the back. I don't know how many of you actually color along while we are doing these, but you are welcome to do so. Okay, and a few more 12s down here. In past videos for the Sunlife drawing, I said that I typically start with number 1 and work my way up through the numbers, but there were so many 12s up here, I thought, well, maybe it's just easier to start there. Oh, I can hear the weather report on the TV in the other room. Bob is not a happy camper. Because like I said, we just don't have anywhere to go with it. And I am sure that is the case, not just around here, because this has been a horrific winter for the majority of the country. Either tons of snow up here or tons of rain down in the south. I mean, it's just been terrible. Did you hear how many feet of snow that they have gotten up in the mountains out west? Oh, my heavens. And now I think they were supposed to get like another, gosh, what was it? Like another 4 feet of snow or something up in the mountains. I mean, yeah, they always get more snow up there, but it has just been unprecedented this year. Kind of like the rest of the country. What a winter. And to think we didn't really have any snow on the ground at at Christmas time. And we essentially had what we call up here a brown Christmas. You know, so we were thinking we were going to have a mild winter. Boy, were we wrong, huh? Mother Nature has very much made up for that. Okay, do you guys see any more 12s? I know I'm kind of zoomed in, but I invariably miss something. Okay, there's a lot of 11s also, and seeing how 11 is purple, let's go for that. Purple and pink, my favorite color combo. Okay, let's start up here. One moment, let me grab something over here. Okay, 11s go all the way across. And they go all the way down. Wow. Holy cow. All the way to the bottom of the page. Wow. Hopefully I'll stay in frame. More purples than there are pinks. Has everybody filed their taxes? You have to wonder with the government shutdown before if, I believe I heard that that is going to delay a lot of tax returns. And it seems this year, for the first time, there are a number of people that are having to pay in because of the supposed tax cuts. You know, you don't have as much taken out of your paycheck every 2 weeks or however you are paid. But then it kind of hurts you at the end of the year. So, I don't know. I think it's a horse apiece. I guess if I were still working, I think I would opt to having an additional, say, 20, 25 bucks taken out of my check every pay period and then be able to get a tax return. I know some people don't want to do that because they feel then they're just giving the government their money, but to me it kind of is a kind of a built-in savings plan, if you will, because if I don't have it, you can't spend it, right? Too tempting it when you have it in your savings account. Now, I know there are many people that are living from paycheck to paycheck, especially in this day and age. And even that 20 bucks a paycheck would make a huge difference for them. And I totally understand that, especially when you're raising little ones. So let's go back up to the top. And let's start going the other way on the bottom side. There goes Misty. Did you see her shadow? I'm sure she will periodically make her appearance. There she goes, back across again. Can't decide where you want to go, huh? Now you're just laying down in the exact same spot you were. Silly girl. They had an interesting question. They always have a question of the day on our local news in the morning. And some of them really get you thinking, you know. And today's question was, if you only had 24 hours to live, and that's it, what would you do with those 24 hours? Kind of gets you to thinking, doesn't it? I am sure most of us would have about the same kind of answer, though. And that being, you know, spend it with loved ones. Spend that entire day with my kids and with Bob, with my sisters and my brother. My parents are gone, but, you know, get your financial things in order. If you have a will, get that out. Kind of morbid thinking about that, but, you know, I guess it is part of life. So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Another one they had, I can't remember if it was yesterday or the other day, if it was earlier in the week, but they had the question, if you won the lottery, what would you do? What would you do with the money? I would like to think I would first pay off all my bills. I would get completely out of debt. Credit cards, medical bills, my mortgage on my house, all of that. Be completely debt-free. Wow, just that alone would be such a feeling. I wouldn't even need millions, you know, upon millions that some of these lotteries have been having lately. I mean, these they've just been gigantic jackpots. But I think, boy, if I could just have 1 million or even 500,000, get myself out of debt, fix up my house a little bit. I need new carpeting in a couple of the bedrooms terribly bad because it is the original carpeting when this house was built. And this house was built in the 70s. So in my bedroom, it is, well, both bedrooms, it is this really gross avocado green, you know, the color that was popular back then, you know, with the gold appliances and some actual avocado green appliances. Yeah. Then the sink and the bathtub in the bathroom is also avocado green. People that built this house must have loved that color. And the bathtub is so small, so shallow, there's no way that you can take a bath in there. One time, I can't remember why, I had to, I don't know if it was a bad rash, but I had to soak in the bathtub with Epsom salts. And again, I cannot remember what it was for. But my knees wouldn't even stay in the water because it's such a shallow bathtub. So yeah, that is something else I would replace. I have a couple windows that need replacing because the bead on it is broken, so it fogs up. And one of them is my big living room window. One of them's in my bedroom. So yeah, there are quite a few home improvements I would like to make. New refrigerator. My fridge is pretty old. Stove is relatively new. I bought that when I moved in here in 2009. So it's not real old. And I try to keep it clean and nice looking. Color that one in right away. So yeah, what would you guys do if you won however many millions of dollars? I would love to go on a vacation to get Bob and I nice vehicles for a change. I don't know if I would necessarily need brand new, although that would be nice. I mean, if a person had millions, why not, right? You then would be able to afford the insurance and all the expense that goes along with a new car. I don't know if I would necessarily build a new house. Maybe I would. It just, I think the biggest thing would be not to have to worry about money any longer. You know, you wouldn't have that stress anymore. I know I'm not, you know, as, what's the word I want to use? In dire straits as some others are. Boy, I hope I was on camera that whole while. Let me take a sip quick. But yeah, it would just be kind of nice not to have to worry about it. I wouldn't want all the fancy clothes or fancy purses. I mean, there are those that have to have a purse that matches every outfit, and that's definitely not me. I am not a purse person. As a matter of fact, if at all possible, I either leave my purse at home and just take my wallet, which is kind of a mini purse in a sense, or I will take my purse along in case I need it, but then I will leave it in the car. I will hide it in the car and then lock up the car, of course. And I used to be a big shoe person when I was working. Oh my gosh. Not shoes, but high-heeled dress ankle boots. That was my thing, and I still have an absolute ton of them from when I was working. I have a closet full of suits and dress slacks and blouses, jackets that I am going to take into the, we have something called the women's community. It's kind of a shelter for abused women, and then they help them go out and look for jobs, and they provide them with some clothing to go to their interviews with, and shoes, and, you know, everything that goes along with it. So I thought that would be a good place to take a lot of this clothing. Now, as far as the shoes, well, some of the shoes, because they're not super high-heeled. And there goes my phone. I am going to pause you just a moment. All right, I am back. Sorry about that. You know, I remember to put my cell phone on airplane mode so that I don't get interrupted with phone calls and text messages. But unfortunately, I cannot put my landline on airplane mode. Too bad you just, you know, you couldn't put the phone on pause or, you know. I was thinking of getting rid of the landline because don't use it a whole lot, you know, here and there. But I like to keep it for my fax machine. And there again, I don't use it a lot, but when I do, it sure comes in handy. And my daughters will once in a while use it to fax things. Plus, I do believe, because it's only costing me $10 a month through Charter, and I have Charter Internet. So I'm getting a little bit of a bundle savings. Of course, you get a little bit more of a savings. I was off screen again. I'm just jabbering and not looking. You get more of a savings if you bundle all three. And I did have their TV, their cable at one point, but I did not like their setup. And it could be totally different now. But at that time, if you had recorded something in the living room, you could not watch it in the bedroom because they each had their own separate little DVRs. Well, a main one in the living room, but they were not connected via your Wi-Fi like Dish and DirecTV are. And the DVR was not as big. It was half the size of the one I have now, and you couldn't record as many things at once. So I did not keep that too long. And if you went, and the nice thing about Charter, though, is there are no contracts. So if you cancel even within a month, there's no penalty like there is with Dish and DirecTV. I don't know if there's any others out there. Those are the other two biggies. But yeah, so that's why I thought I probably am not saving a whole lot if I were to get rid of the landline anyhow. And Bob likes to use it when he makes some of his phone calls, like doctor appointments or any type of phone call where he knows he's going to be on the phone for a while, because he just has a track phone. He doesn't want to dish out a, for a monthly bill. And truly for him, I guess maybe the track phone would be a little bit cheaper for him. He doesn't need the apps. He does not text much. He just uses it mainly as a phone. And so for him, the track phone probably is the cheapest way to go. So that runs, you have to keep buying minutes on a card and then put them on the phone. So if he is making, like I said, a longer phone call, he will use the landline then. It's not like us with our cell phone plans where many of us, probably most of us this day and age, have unlimited talk and unlimited text. So, yeah, I guess. Plus, I have many things set up with my, and there I go again, with my home phone number rather than my cell. Some doctors, some just miscellaneous things. I think my Best Buy account is set up with my home phone, and Michael's account. Things I set up now, I, of course, give my cell phone for everything. I think even at Cost Cutters, where I get my haircut, is with my landline number. You have the same problem when you go in and they ask you for your phone number, like at Shopko. And I'm like, I don't know if I gave you my home phone, if I gave you my cell number. Try this one. And they're like, no. Okay, let's try my cell number. They go, okay, yep, that worked. Are you Lisa? And I'm like, yep. So yeah, it's kind of hard to remember depending on when, I either set up that account or got the savings card or what have you. What phone number did I give them? Like I said, nowadays I just automatically go for the cell phone. But, yeah, so. Not sure how far, I forgot to look when I paused how far into the video we were. I'm sure this is going to be a couple parts. And I still don't have a clock in here. I was looking at just some cheap wall clocks online. And you know what I came up, I shouldn't say came up against, but what popped up was something that just kind of amazed me. I found It is, I didn't know it was a limited edition and now is rather rare. It is a musical and it's a motion wall clock that plays, and I'm not sure how many mine plays, but it plays either 6 or 12 Beatles songs, and then the things, you know, they move around, and you know, you can set it up differently. You can have it play on the hour, which is what mine did, and drove everybody bananas. So I took it down, but now I find that that thing is worth money. I was just amazed. I have seen some of them selling for as high as $400, but those were new in the package, so. But used ones I've seen for as high as like 200, some a little more than that. So I'm like, holy cow. I bought that when, again, when I moved into the house. And so it is a, I believe it is a 2008 edition, and I guess for some reason there's not that many out there. Because with it being a special edition, I'm assuming it was only released that year. So that was kind of interesting. It's amazing what you find out when you're Googling, huh? One Google just kind of leads to another, and before you know it, it's 2 hours later. Do any of you do that? It's like, holy cow. Or else YouTube is the same way. Especially if you go to your home screen and they give you suggested videos. You're like, oh, that sounds interesting. And you watch that one, and then another one comes up. Yeah, I do that. I did just release my 500 subscriber giveaway yesterday. So make sure you get your entries in for that. The instructions on how to enter are in that video. And as another reminder, I do have the Sunlife Drawing, or Sunlife Drawing giveaway for one of their books, the Mandala book that I colored out of and just released. Was that yesterday? Losing track of my days. And that drawing, that giveaway, oh my heavens, is running through this Sunday at midnight Central Standard Time. So if you would like to win that Sunlife drawing book, make sure you get your entries in for that too. And there are, like all my giveaways now, there are instructions in the video on how to enter. That Sunlife drawing book will be, the winner will be drawn on Monday morning. The 500 subscriber winner will be drawn next Thursday morning, because you have until next Wednesday, midnight Central Standard Time again, to enter that. I always end mine a week later at midnight, and I am in the Central Standard Time zone, which for us here in the States is easy to figure out, but for you international people, it probably gets a little confusing. At least I know it's confusing when any of you over there across the pond do live streams or, you know, things like that. And so the timing is very different from what it is over here. It may be early in the morning over here when you stream, but it's, you know, 12 hours later or something over there. Or earlier, I should say. Not later. I think you guys are before us, right? Hard to keep track of all the time zones. I know my brother's girlfriend, well, fiance now, who is from the Philippines, she works in Hong Kong. And over there, there is about a 12-hour difference from there to here. So for my brother, when it's like 6 in the morning, it's like 6 in the evening over there. So they have a very long distance relationship. They see each other when they can. My brother has gone to Hong Kong and the Philippines to see her already a number of times. And then she was able to come here the end of last year. I think she came in October, and she stayed for a month. And it was her first time in America. So she was just so excited. It was just so cute. And it was right around her birthday on top of it. So along with doing other things with her, it was right around Thanksgiving when it was getting close for her to be leaving. So my family, my brothers and sisters, well, brother, I have one brother and I have 4 sisters. So we all get together, except for my oldest sister because she's in New York. But we get together for Thanksgiving, typically at my other sister's house. So that's what we did this year again. And then we all got along, which is her name. Not her real name, but that's kind of what her English name is, I guess you'd want to say. We all got her some birthday presents, and we got her Christmas presents. And she cried. Had to get her some Packer stuff because we are all just so, you know, we're all big Packer fans around here. Us cheeseheads. And yeah, so it was really nice to have her here for a month. She had never seen snow, had never been in cold climate at all. And she actually did get to see some snow. Told my brother now that, you know, she wanted to see snow so bad, and that's the reason we're having such a awful winter now. But I keep saying that, you know, she's gone now. We don't need all the snow. So she is coming back next summer again. She saves up her money. She is a nanny over in Hong Kong. So that's why she lives in Hong Kong, and the rest of her family lives in the Philippines. And then she helps them out money-wise because, as you know, many places in Philippines is quite poor. And yeah, her family is kind of from the poor area. But my brother is going to be buying a plot of land in the Philippines from Along's family. It was her papa's land, and her papa is no longer with us, but her mama is. And so, yeah, my brother is going to be moving to the Philippines and living there. It's like, you can't do that. But the cost of living, I guess, is just so cheap down there. Of course, you don't make as much money either. But I'm sure my brother will be able to find something to do. I don't know the time frame of, you know, when this is all gonna happen, but it's like, good heavens. Couldn't you have found somebody here in the States? She is a sweetie, though. She is just so nice. There is a big language barrier. She's getting better at English, but it's still very broken. And with such an accent that sometimes it's really hard to understand her. And I'm sure she has the same problem with us. You know, my brother, of course, after talking with her for a couple of years, and they Skype back and forth on a daily basis, so of course. And so he's used to her accent and the way she talks. And it's so funny because those two talk together so much. Now when my brother talks to us or writes anything in an email or, you know, a message on Facebook, he also talks or writes in that broken English. It's hilarious. It's funny what we pick up, right? I think what I'm going to do is just finish these 11s because there are so many of them. And I'm right down on the bottom of this page. So yeah, I think I will finish this. Like I said, I don't know with that interruption of the phone. I'm not sure how long this video is. How long is this part? Yeah, see, this part alone is 20 minutes, so it's probably between the two parts getting close to an hour anyhow. I know my last one, the mandala, I connected it all into one video, even though it was 2 separate days for me. I thought I was just going to combine them into one. And that was a long video. That was a couple-hour video then. But I did hear from a number of you that you liked the long color and chats or color alongs, as in this case. And I know I do. I love Anne's long color and chats. They are my favorite because she is so funny. She makes my day every time. And so, yeah, you sit down with your own coloring book and your own markers or pens or, you know, pencils, and you just color as you listen. You're not really watching them color, although you know, you do look up from time to time just to see where they're at least I do. Was I off camera again? Boy. I am so sorry. I just get jabbering away and coloring, and I forget to glance over at my iPad. I turned my phone instead of having it sideways, because when I record sideways, I don't know why, it does not record in landscape mode. It still portrays it as portrait. So when I go in to edit my video, after Movie Maker is done creating the video, which takes a while, I then have to, my intro is okay. I have that landscape now, so it's widescreen, you don't get the black bars on the side. But I always have to flip the other sections of my video because, yeah, it puts it in portrait rather than landscape, and I have not been able to figure that out. But by having my camera that way up above my desk, I had a hard time because it seemed like things were backwards, and that's why if I moved it up on the iPad, I can't remember exactly how it went, but it didn't follow me exactly. And so that's why it was really hard for me to know which way to move my book, because it wasn't the same on the iPad that I watch, to make sure I'm still in frame, which, as you can see today, is not helping a whole lot. But today now I am trying, seeing as how I got to flip it anyhow to make it landscape, or widescreen I should say, I put my phone, instead of sideways, I put it up and down. And so, for instance, before I would have it long ways from north to south, so now I have the long ways from east to west. And now when I look at my iPad, when I move the book up, my screen is actually moving the book up. When I move it to the left, it's actually showing that. So I am hoping that I'm going to be able to figure out where I'm at better when I look at the iPad, as long as I remember to look, right? So yeah, when I go to edit this video, I am hoping, I'm assuming, I know, never assume, we all know the saying, I won't say it. I am assuming I will just be able to flip it, instead of once to the left, I'll probably have to flip it twice to have it look correct on the video itself. Excuse me. Okay, I think we'll color this, and then we're going to start at the top and come down. Guys getting sick of the color purple yet? I'm not. Oh, the sun is starting to come up more, and it is coming across my desk. So I think that means that I'm not going to get through these 11s, and I am going to have to end this video for today, because I don't want it shining across my desk and making it difficult for you guys to see. I mean, I can't believe the sun is out. It was so overcast when I got up this morning. Let me see what it looks like on. Yeah, it's getting kind of bright, isn't it, guys? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it here. I know we didn't have a lot of the 11s left, but I'm going to leave it there. And I will pick back up on this tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, and I do not have Madison or Jaden tomorrow, for that matter. I usually have Jaden after school, but tomorrow I won't. So I am hoping that I can do a number of videos between tomorrow and Saturday. I want to finish this now, and then I want to start just a little mini series on diamond painting. I'm going to start from the very basics. So if you have diamond painted, you don't necessarily have to watch that initial video because, yeah, I'm going to be starting from scratch. What diamond painting is, what one looks like when you get it, some storage systems that I use, what you do with your kit when you first get it, and so on and so forth. Some of the tools that I have. So yeah, I am hoping to start that maybe tomorrow, if not on Saturday, and then probably releasing it early next week. So that is kind of my plan, subject to change. So we will see. But yeah, I definitely will be finishing this picture tomorrow and then probably uploading it right away. I do have one more part to my coloring book collection, and I will be releasing that this weekend also. So if you've been following along with those, be on the lookout for that last video in the series, which again should be out shortly. So with that, I am going, as you see, the sun is really coming across my desk now. Yeah, I can't, it looks cloudy out, but yet the sun is shining. I think there's just like a hole in the clouds, and it's just coming across my desk. Okay, so until next time, when we pick this up in part 2 of coloring out of this Pokemon Quest, I hope everybody has a terrific day. Getting close to Friday for those of you who have weekends off. And happy coloring. We'll see you in the next part. Bye-bye.